We spoke last night about how artificial intelligence can help traders. Tonight, we are broadening the focus a bit. How can collaboration technology help the well-being of employees in their jobs? Now, let's discuss this with Andrew Bourne, Zoho's Regional Manager for Africa. Andrew, thank you for joining us tonight. Well-being and wellness are words you hear buzzing around. What is the current situation in companies in South Africa? Is there a greater move towards that?
So yes, there is, and obviously there, I suppose, different industries are moving faster than others to digitize certain parts of the business and put in technology that improve the well-being of the employees and improve the employee experience. And it's very important because that employee experience is eventually what will influence the customer experience. And so, yes, there are a lot of companies doing it, and obviously the bigger companies are slightly slow because there's a lot more change that needs to be made. But we've definitely seen a big improvement in the adoption of new technologies to improve employee well-being.
Could you give us some examples of collaboration technology?
So one would be, for instance, putting together a document on a word processor. We obviously use Zoho Writer, which is our word processor, and what it allows you to do is it allows different staff at different times to comment, make changes. It's got all the track changes built into it, and what we call that's asynchronous communication, where people log in and work at different times. Synchronous is where everyone has to get into a meeting and then look at the document, and everyone must then make comments. And so you see the efficiency that you get with not having to wait for everyone to be ready for the same meeting slot. Everyone can work at different times. So that's one example. Other examples would be signing documents, signing with electronic signature. Nowadays, you can literally just go onto an app. We have obviously Zoho Sign, where you literally click a few buttons and you can digitally sign documents. And even now within South Africa, we've got advanced electronic signatures, which is as close to a written signature as you can get. So all these different tools really do help, the employees to just be more efficient. And with the next generation, Generation Z, they want efficiency. So, if you're not putting in the technology to help them, they'll hear about it, from other companies, and it might potentially influence the decisions of where they want to work into the future.
This follows quite well into with my next question. Is your research finding that companies who do not offer wellness programs, or not programs that are aimed at boosting and helping employees, specifically at a technology level, at risk of losing their employees?
So I can only talk from experience, and at Zoho we deal with thousands of South African businesses, and we have seen that. We've dealt with some companies, for instance, that the process of reimbursing their staff for expenses that their staff incur in doing their job sometimes takes up to 30 days or more, because they have to go and type it all up in a spreadsheet. Then they must go and get copies of Google Maps to show their travel. They have to print out all the receipts and keep it in a box, and that's the old historic way of doing it, and then the manager must then sign it and they must scan it all in. Whereas now, they put in a tool like Zoho Expense, where you can scan all the documents really quickly, you can put in your kilometers, and then you basically click expense report. It goes through the approval of your reporting manager, whatever approval process you put in place there, and then it goes to the finance tool, and then it can then do the reimbursement for the staff member. So you can cut down from 30 days to 3 days to reimbursing staff. So, these tools going forward, staff it will either be a factor that will make them stay in a company, or it could be a factor that would make them look, for other opportunities and potentially move.
Just lastly, Andrew, do you think that there are people also a bit scared of these technologies? We hear a lot about AI and ChatGPT and how, to some extent, jobs can be replaced. What do you think, or how can you comment on this, that there should be, like you said, collaboration technologies?
So yes, there has, historically people been very concerned, but research has shown now that with AI and the growth of technology and the development of technology, there'll be certain jobs that might become redundant, but the number of jobs that might become redundant from this technology is far less than the jobs that will be created. So if that just means that people in the workplace just need to keep a faith, they need to upskill themselves on the new technology, and their job won't necessarily become redundant, but they'll be given more tools to make it easier to do their job. So, my kind of advice to everyone out there is to, yes, read up on AI, see how it can improve the workplace, and see where there are other opportunities to upskill yourself, where your skill set in that technology would maybe open some doors to another role within the organization.
Thank you so much for your time, Andrew. That was Andrew Bourne, Zoho Africa's Regional Manager.